my God, there's people outside.
This is from a window, guys. Jesus Christ, it's horrendous. Come on. So this is where it happened. Yeah, it doesn't look great. This was apparently debris fallen from a missile that was intercepted by the UAE government. So it's hit over there, and flames have come up as high as, you know, look, as you can see below, there's glass. We've got glass in ours. We've had our balcony cleaned, but it wasn't great. The flames have come up, so we're very, very close. You know, we're less than 100 feet away. Thank God we weren't, you know, sitting on the balcony because we were due to go out, and we'd been in the reception not long before that. So yeah, pretty terrifying. Holy mother.
Vas-y, j'ai envie de dire à Sarah de descendre, on se casse. Après, il ouais, mais quand même, c'est pas être coïncident. Ah, c'est bien. Putain, tu fais ouf.
Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. May Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's peace be bestowed unto you, hopefully elect. My brother Yahweh call from the Great Millstone, Orlando. And this is just one of those reports coming from the inside. With the rising tension over there, the so-called Middle East. You know, here it is. People are on their vacation, right? Peace and safety, right? And here it is. You know, people are stuck, you know, in the middle of a war zone. And, you know, they can't get back home, you know. But this is the price to pay, being that, you know, these people, again, being in that peace and safety spirit, all right, this is the cost to pay, not observing the times, not redeeming the times, all right, knowing and understanding now more than ever. You know, here it is, they're talking about these attacks that have been, these shootings that have been taking place here in the States. Many are saying that these are sleeper cells being activated. And of course, you know, as has been said over the years, you know, they're going to use Jake. You know, this recent shooting, I believe it was in Texas. I could be wrong. There's several shootings going on right now. But nevertheless, one of them being a Jake, of course, which again, like I said, they've been saying over the years, or we've been saying over the years, they were going to blame Jake. All right. So again, just redeeming the times, right? I'm gonna grab this real quick in Ecclesiastes. As the scriptures say, like in the days of Noah, right? People were eating, drinking, marrying, giving into marriage. You know, these people have absolutely no situational awareness, environmental awareness, because you know, this is not the time to be going on trips, right? Grab this. Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 9. Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. So as I often talk about, well, I often emphasize the point that Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai throughout the scriptures emphasizes that sudden destruction. Here it is, you're on your vacation, having a good time, right? And then just like that, things change, all right? As it says here, I'm gonna grab this. In 1 Peter 4. First Peter 4 and 7. But the end of all things is at hand. So life as we know it is about to change. The elites, they have to do something very drastic, to usher in that MOTB. Right. As a matter of fact, Lord's will, I might do a video on it. I was just watching this video by World Affairs in Context, and it was just going into the EU ditching the Visa and the MasterCard, and their plans on implementing a digital euro by 2030. And of course, Lord's will, we don't have that long. But through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, everything is being moved into place. All right. And again, as I just read, life as we know it is about to change for the worse. While people are clinging on to whatever ounce of hope that they've got, it's a vain hope. All right. But people are clinging on to whatever ounce of hope that they've got, being in that normalcy bias spirit. All right. And these people, they're not mourning. Which the scriptures tell us it's better to be in the house of mourning rather than to be in the house of feasting. But these people, they want to have fun, and they're going to get caught into they're going to get caught up. So again, in 1 Peter 4 and 7, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So of course, now more than ever, it's a time to be in tune, praying more than ever. Again, redeeming the times, understanding the times that we're in. All right. Wickedness has had its run. All right. As the scriptures say, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. It's time for righteousness to be established. We are definitely in the growing pains, the birth pains. All right. And understanding, pursuant to 2 Ezra 7, that day of doom, before we obtain the kingdom, the day of doom, we have to go through this time period of hell, tribulation, Jacob's trouble, World War III, as all hell's getting ready to break loose. And that's the spirit 144. But as all hell is getting ready to break loose here in America, little by little, as the scriptures say, a prudent man, he foresees the evil and he hides himself. You see, and it's the spirit, because I was at the gym the other day, man. I was at the gym the other day, and I saw some Edomite wearing a shirt that had Psalm 91 on it. Yeah, Psalm 91. I saw some Edomite wearing the shirts with Psalm 91 on it. Probably some Edomite pastor or Christian or whatever. But I'll read that real quick in Psalm 91. And the heading says, security of the one who trusts in Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So our only protection is going to be in calling upon the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, because it's going to get real. All right. And to quote, roughly paraphrasing the Apostle Paul, man, again, and just having the general mindset, man, because again, we're not in the time we're not in the business of being trying to win a Father of the Year awards, right? The Husband of the Year awards. We have to be ready to, if that's all lot, forsake all, wives, children. Again, understanding the times that we're in, man, Some brothers that have wives, their wives are going to turn on brothers. The children are going to turn on the brothers. You know, it's getting ready to get real desperate, dire. You know, and again, suddenly, all of a sudden, you know, the way that life as we know it is gonna change. You know, it's gonna change for the worse. So we just have to be prepared, all right, to the best of our ability. You know, stocking up our storing up in our spiritual bank account. Again, Yahweh Shema Shai, which, as it says, the fear of the Lord is His treasure. Yahweh Shema Shai B'Tazah, we all have that number. More and more, you know, we're going to be able to tap into that spiritual bank account. All right. You know, so with that being said, man, prepare for the miracles. All right. Expected victory. All right. Because our training is getting ready to, the training wheels are getting ready to come off. All right. The training wheels are getting ready to come off. You know, and at the end of the day, all we're going to have is Yahweh Shema Shai. You see, with all this tension, again, the so-called Middle East, the closing of the Strait of Hormuz, right? As a matter of fact, I got 2 clips. I just posted 2 shorts. I'm gonna play these two quick shorts.
Alam mo Mare, alam mo si Anggang, hindi ako yung piniplay niya, si Marabi. Kasi sabi niya kanina kay Marabi, 1/4 pa lang daw.
So, you know, just to add on to the clip that I just played, man, just like that, things can change, you know, just like that. Because this is going to be America's new normal. Lord willing, sooner than soon. I'm going to go to this in Isaiah 24. I'm going to just read verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. You know, there's going to be martial law. Well, that's the spirit, because let me play this next short.
Mark my words that this attack on Iran is going to result within a month. We'll have an incident here in the United States where American citizens are going to die, and it's going to be labeled a terror attack. And of course, Iran is going to be responsible for it. But don't doubt for a second that it's not Iran who did it and that it originated right here, because they will do whatever is necessary at this point in order to stop the midterm elections. And if we have a terror attack too, then that gives him reason to declare martial law, just for our safety, of course. But don't doubt for a second that something isn't going to happen, because it is. And they're going to blame Iran instantly. Mark my words. It's coming. They'll do whatever it takes to stop us.
So that's the thing about it. It's not coming, it's here. It's just a matter of the right event. All right. But again, making the point, man, just like that. You know, all hell is breaking loose over there in Mexico, right? You know, that could be another forefront, another boogeyman for these attacks here. All right. You know, as the scriptures say, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So it's just a matter of how it plays out, man. You know, it's just a matter of how is these going to do it? How are the elites going to bring it together? How are they going to make it come full circle? Because as I always say, man, it's a matter of that one not so major event away. I'm going to go back to this, but I'm going to go to this real quick. Back in Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12 and 4. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall raise up at the voice of the bird. Again, man, all hell is going to be breaking loose. All right. Nature's gonna take its course. You best believe there ain't gonna be no Jake ain't gonna be waking up to a goddamn man. Jake be waking up to them lawn mowers and shit. Jake will be out there early as hell cutting grass. None of that shit's gonna be going on during Jacob's trouble. All right. Again, like the scene from I Am Legend. Right. Nature taking its course. All right. Ain't gonna be no waking up to no alarm clocks, man. It says, and all daughters of music shall be brought low. And are we not seeing that now? They're doing remakes of all these movies, these old movies. As I quoted, man, the night is far spent, and hey, the shit is played out, man. Everything's recycled. Everything is just waxing worse. But we're coming into the time of the great refreshing. So, again, we have to go through this. We have to go through this time of tribulation. All right, which is vastly coming upon the world, and mainly here in America. It says, verse 5, also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden. So I always make the point, man. That's why I always say, one not so major event, all right, because being that America is already on its way out, America's fragile as it is. It doesn't take a big event, but that's why I would say one not so major event away, because when you think about it, man, a grasshopper is something that's very insignificant, but here it is. It's mentioned here as a burden. You see, so it's just a matter of how, again, the elites, man, the international bankers, what are they gonna do, to really get the ball rolling on this thing, But again, we see Esau, he's working. The elites, they're working. All right, through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah on the left hand. All right, they're moving, they're making moves. So it's just a matter of sitting back and just continue to stay on our watch and see how this plays out. But back in Isaiah 24 and 10 again, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. So again, something's going to happen to where martial law is going to take place. All right, they're going to shut America down. All right, movement is going to be very limited, and just all things of that sort. Everything that the apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone, they've been prophesying, man, we're seeing it play out, and as the saying go, these conspiracy theories are more and more turning out to be conspiracy facts. The scoffers are becoming a lot less, and people are starting to wake up. People are starting to wake up. So I'm going to jump to verse 12. And the city is left destruction, and the gate is smitten with destruction. So even before the nukes drop, all right, all hail, as Yahushua said, by the time the Lord comes, the Lord's coming with fire. And by the time he comes, it is basically, roughly paraphrasing, and not so many words, man, this bitch is already going to be up in flames. So just like that, man, 1 minute, you're being a dinner date. The next minute, you holding shorty in your arms, man, because a damn missile went off. Whatever the case may be, whatever the case may be, when one day you're in Disneyland, right? You're at SeaWorld, right? And then the next thing you know, you're digging your children up from rubble because a missile went off, or the explosion went off, or whatever the case may be. So it just goes to show you, how fragile the times that we're in. Again, at any given moment. That's why, to those of us, we walk on eggshells, man. Like I said, these people, then they have absolutely no situational awareness. They're just not circumspect whatsoever. Meanwhile, brothers over here, man, it's just, man, before we leave the house, man, we got to put up prayers, man. You got to put up prayers. You know, these people, they're ticking time bombs. All right. We got to put up prayers, man. You know, brothers get to their destination. The Wadi al-Bashmal Shah. You know, the Lord allow brothers to get back home. Hey, man, the Wadi al-Bashmal Shah, you know, because we understand how fragile these times are. All right. At a moment, you know, within a blink of one eye, man, just like that, things could be different. Things will be different. You know, so Lord's willing, this was edifying. All praises to Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully, let.